Because some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Brakati Hawa, Brakati Hawa Shai, Brakati Hawa, Brakati Hawa Shai, Brakati Hawa, Brakati Hawa Shai, Call Light Me Hawa, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Recall, Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity, and those who putting the videos up throughout the week to feed the sheep. It's McGuire from the Trip in the VA camp, and I'm getting right into it. It says Pentagon to provide military installations near 11 major airports for coronavirus quarantine. Now, initially, I'm like, wait. How many people are even in China that you would have to open 11, 11 military, 11 quarantine bases in the U.S.? It doesn't even make sense. So it says the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, has asked the Pentagon to find military installations near 11 major airports that could potentially house up to 220 U.S. citizens quarantined due to the novel coronavirus, according to a Defense Department statement released Thursday. It says Defense Secretary Mark Esper is expected to support the request for the locations which would be used should HHS facilities become filled. It says the statement notes that the military facilities will house up to 20 people each as they undergo a period of quarantine observation, but will be third in line to place individuals as HHS already primary and secondary locations identified that are not DoD facilities. It says several planes carrying Americans evacuees from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the growing coronavirus outbreak, landed in the United States on Wednesday and Thursday. The passengers will be quarantined for 14 days at air bases in California, Texas, and Nebraska, the states where they landed, Texas and Nebraska, and California. It says the World Health Organization said Thursday that there are 28,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus in China with 564 deaths. Outside of China, there are 225 cases in 24 countries with one death. It says in the United States, the number of confirmed cases of the coronaviruses have remained at 11 throughout the week. To identify DoD installations and the airports they could support include Joint Base Pearl Harbor, Hickman, Hawaii, Honolulu, Honolulu International Honolulu International Airport, Great Lakes Training Center, naval bases, 3 by Chicago. So down. But I got one in California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Atlanta, New York, Seattle, New Jersey. These are among the Detroit. So these are among the the military bases they're going to convert into quarantine camps. It says the Pentagon will also provide office space for the several HHS personnel and their equipment through February 22nd. As with prior coronavirus requests for assistance, HHS will be responsible for all care, transportation, and security of the evacuees, and DoD personnel will not be in direct contact with the evacuees. and will minimize contact with personnel supporting the evacuees, according to the statement. Let me see. It says, as of Monday, 198 of the evacuees were being housed at March AFB, according to the top Pentagon spokesman, Jonathan Hoffman. Esper last week approved an HHS request to provide housing assistance for about 1,000 overseas travelers flying from China that will possibly need to be quarantined. So 1,000 people. So you're going to quarantine 1,000 people in 11 different cities at 11 different bases. That's like overkill. That's overkill. So it's going to be what 11. I meant, what is this? 10, 1,000 divided by, so what is that? 100 in each base. Nah, I don't know. To me, it sounds like they're plotting. Obviously, we know they're plotting, but to me, it sounds like they're plotting to find reasons to come after people. And I gotta bring this one. I want to bring this one out too. It says, because this right here is where actually, obviously, where it started at, and this is coronavirus bring China surveillance state out of the shadows. It says when the man from Hangzhou returned home from a business trip, the local police got in touch. They had tracked his car by his license plate in a nearby Wenzhou, which has had a spat of coronavirus cases despite being far from the epicenter of the outbreak. So he was tracked by the surveillance, because if you know anything about China, their surveillance is like they're completely surveillancing everybody in China, down to what they buy to what they watch on internet. Everything's being surveillance. It says they said since you've been in a city where coronavirus was known to be at, we want you to stay indoors for 2 weeks. Now, they spotted him on camera, and then they contacted him. They called him on the phone, and they told him this. It said, stay in the house for 2 weeks because we seen you in this area, this, that, and the third. So it says, around 12 days, he was bored and went out early. So he didn't stay in the full time. He went out 2 days earlier. It says, this time, not only did the police contact him, so did his boss. He had been spotted near Hanzhou's West Lake by a camera with facial recognition technology. Now, facial recognition technology in America is not as good as China, because China has that 5G over there. So their facial recognition system is on a whole nother level. It says, and the authorities had alerted the company as a warning. So he left the house early, and these people, the government over there, called his job and told him, like, listen, we suspect this guy to be possibly poisoned. Possibly having the coronavirus, and we're basically letting you know, because we told him to stay in the house for 14 days, but he left before the time that we know, before the time that we told him to come out. So now, since he left early, now it's possible that the 14 days is not going to be enough now, because he left out. So now he risks being exposed all over again. So that would have to go into another 14 days. But I guess at this point in time, they were contacting his job in case he would try to go back to work and just let them know. But this is Esau. Well, this is what Esau is going to be doing. This is what happened in China. This is what Esau is going to be doing in America. Okay, like when he starts his whole agenda here, whatever reason he's going to come after whoever, these are going to be the things that he's going to be doing. It's going to be mass surveillance. Okay, they're going to shut down your job. That's going to be out. They're going to completely come at you from every angle. It says, I was a bit shocked by the ability and efficiency of the mass surveillance network. They can basically trace our movements with the AI technology and big data at any time and any place, said the man who asked not to be identified for fear of repercussions. It says Chinese have long been aware that they are tracked by the world's most sophisticated system of electronic surveillance. The coronavirus emergency has brought some of that technology out of the shadows, providing authorities with a justification for sweeping methods of high-tech social control. Artificial intelligence and security camera companies boast that their systems can scan the streets for people with even low-grade fevers. Recognize It says with low-grade fevers, recognize their faces even if they were wearing masks and report them to authorities. If a coronavirus patient board a train, the railway's real name system can provide a list of people sitting nearby. Mobile phone apps can tell users if they have been on a flight or a train with a known coronavirus carrier, and the maps can show them locations of buildings where infected people live. So all these things are coming. This is what they're doing right now in China. Okay, and we already know Esau is going to try to incorporate this thing in America when it comes to who takes a chip and who doesn't. And that's even if he doesn't even try to start this right now with this whole coronavirus thing, because all you gotta do is say, "Oh, this person got it," and now it's gonna be a whole martial law thing. Like, because right now martial law is in China. Okay, this whole place is shut down because apparently coronavirus. They catch people coughing in the market, or if they catch you without a mask on, they take you to jail. Well, they take you to the quarantine place, and you resist, they drag you out anyway. It's martial law over there right now over this so-called coronavirus. But the U.S. is opening up 11 quarantines, so we're going to see how that goes and see how this whole thing turns out. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. I don't want to write this out, Thumb to Mayim Akim Yakal. Shalom.